Jega yanjú ẹ̀, bí ọmọlúwàbí. Jẹ́ kí mi àti ẹ̀ka roll dice. Tí n bá jẹ́, wàá filẹ̀ fún mi kí n má gbẹ lọ. Tí wọ́n bá jẹ mí, màá sọ 100 bail ẹ̀ padà. I was a professional con artist. Or maybe a swindler.
You know these things now, desperate men. They make cheapest bargains.
On my free days, I was an unrepentant womanizer.
Oh.
The biggest scam of my life was the one I ran on myself.
Patrick!
You have a way with words. You will run the church project. You owe us.
You were supposed to give me a bigger story. If I buried your past, that was the agreement. God cannot be fooled by your deceit.
We have set the terms for the repayment. Cooperate or die.
Are you telling me that you have squandered 400 million naira in 1 month? 13 million naira per night, eh?
What can I say? I'm a generous man.
You are a bastard.
You're sick. You know that?
I was very good at these things.
You and I are going to have a very long-term relationship.
Until I realized I wasn't.
Residential Nollywood fine boy, or man, if you've moved with the times, is back to reclaim his crown as the ultimate lover boy, cum screen god. Before half your current faves even knew they'd end up in Nollywood, Ramsey Noah had already taken the throne. These days, he's just not acting, he's directing too. And in Man in the Mirror, the OG is back to prove a point. One, that he can still act to save his life, and two, that his star power might just be too great for whatever it is that is plaguing Nollywood in the cinema to hold him back. We'll see. Ramsey's last directorial effort was the 2024 heist thriller Tokumbo, where an ex-car smuggler is forced to deliver the kidnapped daughter of a government official back to her smugglers. A wild premise, but bold storytelling like this is what has defined Ramsey's work behind the camera so far, whether in his debut Living in Bondage, Breaking Free, or Rattlesnake, the Ahanna story. So naturally, Man in the Mirror promises something just as gripping.
Repentant womanizer.
Oh.
This one follows David Kalejaiye, a smooth-talking hustler who finds himself thrust in a world that he never imagined, one that might bring power, exposure, or complete destruction. As the lines between truth and survival blur, he must decide whether to stay the man he was or become something far more dangerous. This trailer does a good job of setting the tone. It opens with two men haggling over something. We hear voices for the most part, and it takes a second, but we soon realize that they are gamblers negotiating the fate of someone's life, literally. Dice will decide if a captive walks free, or 100,000 will have to be paid for him to do so. This much is clear at this point. We are in a ruthless world. It is Ramsey's character, David Kalejaiye, doing the talking here. A smooth talker, and we understand why when he tells us he used to be a con artist. A professional one. Are there those who do this for fun, like the Tinder swindler? Did he do this for fun? I wouldn't know, that's why I'm asking. Then we see Ramsey give his best shot at the 2025 update of a non-Igbo man attempting an Igbotic accent.
You know these things now, desperate men. They make cheapest bargains.
Is it working? I'll let you decide. Tell me in the comments. But it's clearly good enough for his victim here, played by Ken Eriks, who is more than excited to sign away something of value, perhaps in a bid to not come across as a desperate man as David's words ring. David clearly makes a lot of money to have a lot of free days to flex another of his potent skills, moonlighting as an unrepentant womanizer, the kind who will go all out and do anywhere the bug bites him, even in public bathrooms. David's life moves like a GTA video game, fast-paced and full of chaos. Of course, it catches up with him. Mid-shave at the salon, he is ambushed and kidnapped. Enter Bimbo Manuel, who looks to be the big boss. Apparently, David owes him money, serious money. That part is loud and clear. And all debts must be paid, because what is dead may never die.
What is dead may never die!
Wrong franchise, I know, but you get the gist, don't you? Depending on how you look at it, this ends up being one of the wildest job interviews ever. One minute, the big boss says David has a way with words, and the next, he's like, he'll run the church project. Just like that. I can already imagine the manifesto for David where he's running for class president, and he'll be like, vote for David. David gets shit done. And because David is an Onigese, he agrees. It's not like he has a choice. His biggest con yet, pretending to be a pastor. To what end? Your guess is as good as mine. It's not like he has any choice, truly. And when things blow up, because they definitely will, David will probably say the same thing out in public. I had no choice. David is talking to a journalist, probably to expose the syndicate. You and I also know that this won't end well. But still, I'm rooting for the guy. Anything Ramsey Noah does, he has my full support. Clara Chukura makes an appearance, and it looks like she's playing a devoted congregant receiving a car gift from the man of God. To what end as well, we'll have to wait to find out in the full movie. Then someone who looks suspiciously like Liz Benson confronts David. She tells him point blank that he may fool everyone, but he cannot fool the man upstairs.
God cannot be fooled by your deceit.
Ah, chills. Literal chills.
Exactly what David doesn't need right now, though. More suspecting eyes and an extra source of panic. This character looks like she will be one of those who don't make it out of the movie alive. So, RIP in advance, ma'am. Someone dies, another person dies. Standard crime syndicate stuff. Just to show that they mean business. Death and destruction everywhere. Mostly brought about by this enforcer. This guy. He looks good on the job, I can't even deny it. Kenrix pops up again. Looks like he's part of the crew that roped David into the fake pastoral servitude. My guess is it's his way of making David pay for duping him first. He calls David the B word. No, the other B word. For blowing 400 million naira in a month. All in all, the trailer for The Man in the Mirror does a decent job. It gives us a taste of this world, the chaos, the characters involved, just enough breadcrumbs to get curious minds hungry. It doesn't look like Ramsey Noah is overshadowing the character he plays here, which is a good thing. You see David Kalejaiye, not Ramsey playing dress up. And this is an important distinction to actually enjoy a film. You want to be immersed, you want to be impressed by the character you've come to witness, and not whatever fancy actor might be bringing them to life. Man in the Mirror is coming to Circuits TV. No official release date has been announced yet, but from the look of things, I suspect it's around the corner. I can feel it in my bones. But let me know, will you be watching? Like, share, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.